All right, listen. This opening is a total nightmare. Imagine you're humanity's last hope, the Iron Emperor, carrying the entire team, only to get stabbed in the back by your own allies. You'd be furious, right? But you think that's the end? No way. Our boy literally respawns in the past. And get this, his new cheat code is eating steel. While others grind for gear, he just munches on enemy swords for a power-up. Now that's how you do a revenge plot. So, the story kicks off with your classic apocalypse scenario. Gates open up, giant monsters start trashing the city, and humanity is on the brink of extinction. But amidst the chaos, a few chosen humans awaken special abilities, becoming the world's new saviors. And among them, the baddest of them all, our boy, tragically. He started as a measly F-class player, but clawed his way up to become the legendary Steel Emperor. Talk about a serious glow-up. He was humanity's last hope, their final savior. Keyword was, yeah, you heard that right. Despite all his power, things went horribly wrong, and our hero fell. But guess what? He respawned. And where does he wake up? Back in the damn army. Look at him, absolutely losing it. All that power, all that glory gone, replaced with push-ups and yelling sergeants. The disrespect is real. He's back to square one, a nobody in a military training camp. And you can see the pure, unfiltered rage on his face. This is where our story, Steel-Eating Player, truly begins. And it doesn't take long for trouble to find him. This drill sergeant is on a power trip, bullying him over some missing shell casings. But little does he know, our boy isn't the same weakling anymore. With a flick of his mind, the casings fly right into the sergeant's mouth. And here's the crazy part. He doesn't just control metal, he eats it. A system window pops up showing his new cheat code. He just munches on metal to power up. But he's still fuming. I mean, who wouldn't be? He has to go through the army for a second time. As he reflects on this, we get a glimpse into that not-so-distant future, right before his death. The city is in ruins, chaos everywhere. But as he lies there dying, he has a horrifying realization. In the end, it wasn't the monsters that wiped out humanity, it was the other players. And the one leading the charge? This bird mask-wearing creep. He unmasks himself and mocks our boy, calling him by his old F-class name. He arrogantly declares that so-called divine beings like him have passed judgment on humanity. What a tool. Our boy, bleeding out, can only curse his fate. If only I had known how to get stronger, just one day earlier. But the villain just scoffs at him, enjoying his final moments of despair. Then, another one of the traitors, a brute named Gordon Tracy, steps up to finish the job. He gloats about how F-class losers like him all deserve to die. As the final blow lands, our boy screams his name, searing it into his memory for the revenge to come. And just like that, everything shatters. He's back. The pain, the betrayal, it all fuels his return. And then, a system window pops up. Congratulations. You have found a way to improve your abilities. The game has officially changed. Okay, so his abilities got reset, but at least he has his memories. Still, the fact that he has to go back through the army. Look at his face. He'd rather be dead. The sheer agony. And just when he thought it couldn't get worse, the sergeant tells him he has to finish a special task before he can eat. Bro cannot catch a break. Look at that 1,000-yard stare. The poor guy is just done with life. Of course, it's the classic high-rank bullying. Some D-class nobody is pushing our boy around, making him do all the grunt work just because he's an F-class. Little do they know they're messing with the former Steel Emperor who saved the world. Faced with all this trash talk, our boy keeps a straight face, but you know the gears are turning in his head. He secretly activates his ability, a blue light glowing in his palm. It's showtime. He straight up tells the squad leader to cut the crap and let the team eat first. He's putting his foot down, and look at the other guy's face. He is absolutely stunned. The sheer audacity. The squad leader tries to call him out for hazing, but our boy flips it on him with some expert-level psychological warfare. He's like, bro, you're destined for great things. Can't have rumors messing that up. The guy is so flustered, he just lets him go. Checkmate. After securing mealtime for his squad, our boy decides to skip out himself. He tells his buddy to go on without him, because he's got bigger fish to fry. His friend is just left there, completely confused. What is he planning? His squad mates think he's acting weird, but only he knows the truth. This petty army drama is nothing compared to the betrayal that got him killed. Right now, only one thing is on his mind: getting strong and getting revenge. Fast. And step one to getting stronger? Dinner time. He sneaks into the mess hall and starts absorbing all the metal utensils. It's only adding 1 gram at a time. But hey, progress is progress. Spoons aren't cutting it. So he moves on to the main course, an M7 bayonet. At 140 grams, this is a much bigger power-up. He's on a tight schedule and needs to absorb every piece of metal he can find. Because according to his future memories, the final boss monster is set to appear in just 4 days. That means he has to prepare to fight a final boss at level 1. The challenge is absolutely insane. With time running out, our boy doesn't hesitate. He pulls out the bayonet and channels his faint mana into it. You can see the blue energy crackling around the blade. The fire of revenge has been lit. 3 days later, our boy is on guard duty at a remote outpost, but his mind is clearly elsewhere. He's not just watching the perimeter. He's waiting for an opportunity to change his fate. His squad mate tries to make small talk, mentioning how he seems different lately. But our boy shuts him down with a single cold glare. Look at the poor guy. He's terrified, immediately snapping to attention. The intimidation is on another level. Just then, a system notification pops up. Metal absorption complete. His power level has increased. He turns to his terrified squad mate and asks, Junmo, do you trust me? The sudden question just cranks the tension up to 11. The guy stammers out a why yes, sir, but our boy isn't convinced. He presses his rifle right up against his neck. The pressure is immense. You can feel the fear radiating off the screen. So what's all this about? Our boy knows from his past life that a massive disaster is about to strike. A gate is about to open right here, unleashing a horde of monsters that will turn this place into a living hell. In his previous life, this was where he watched his comrades get slaughtered by these beasts. He was powerless to stop it. He refuses to let that painful history repeat itself. This time, he's going on the offensive. He's going to turn every single one of these monsters into fuel for his own power-up. Just as predicted, the monsters appear. But instead of fear, our boy greets them with a twisted, joyful smile. I never expected to be so happy to see you guys. This isn't a victim talking. This is a predator who's just found his prey. Even though his current body is weak, his past life combat experience makes him more than a match for these grunts. He effortlessly dodges and weaves through their attacks. This isn't a fight. It's a one-sided slaughter. However, the monsters just keep pouring out of the gate. There are too many of them. He can't possibly take them all down alone like this. But then he spots something on the ground. A glowing red crystal. It's mana steel, a rare metal from the other world, packed with energy. Without a second thought, he pops it in his mouth and swallows. The system goes wild. Consuming mana steel not only increases his controllable metal weight, but also boosts his mana. Our boy is ecstatic. He makes a vow right then and there. From now on, he's eating every single item he comes across. With his newfound power surging, our boy is fired up. He charges back into the fray, ready to unleash hell. He takes control of every piece of metal on his body, including a live grenade, and with a wicked grin, he announces to the horde, "Let the feast begin." Meanwhile, back at the guard post, Junmo hears the explosion over the radio, but can't get a response. Suddenly, our boy's voice cuts in, telling him he can sense multiple metal reactions on the move. The situation is getting complicated. Junmo urges him to report it, but our boy knows no one will believe an F-class soldier's report. He decides to handle it himself, telling his partner to stay put and guard the post. Why? Because if the higher-ups show up, they'll claim all the loot from the monsters. He plans on hogging all the experience and items for himself. Smart move. As the horde of monsters charges towards him, he once again lets out a battle cry filled with excitement. Now, let the feast begin. He channels his mana into the grenade, ready to toss it into the thick of the crowd. This is going to be one hell of a fireworks show. After the initial blast, he dives headfirst into the enemy ranks like a beast uncaged. Using his advanced combat skills from his past life, every punch and kick is a critical hit. As he fights, he's simultaneously absorbing the metal from the monster's weapons, getting stronger with every passing moment. Leveling up mid-battle, that's our boy. He revels in the monster's dying screams. The thrill of revenge is making him more and more ferocious. He's going to make them pay for all the suffering he endured in his past life 100 times over. His movements are like a phantom, weaving through the horde with ease. With every spin, another monster falls. He's an unstoppable force of nature. He doesn't even need a weapon for these small fries. A clean slice here, a powerful kick there. He's taking them apart with brutal efficiency. He rides on a monster's head, tormenting it, maximizing its fear before the end. Why so brutal? Because he remembers all too well how the traitors did the exact same thing to his friends. His bloodlust is so intense that even the monsters start to feel fear. They flinch and back away. But our boy just scoffs. Thinking of running now? Too late. The main course is just about to be served. And speak of the devil, the boss monster finally makes its appearance. This absolute unit, wearing a skull mask and wielding a massive axe, radiates a terrifying aura. Just in time, our boy loots a legendary item from a grunt. Adamantium. This is the very same material that made him the Steel Emperor in his past life. He immediately consumes it, preparing for the final showdown. The boss monster is smarter than the rest, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But our boy is one step ahead, taunting it to come out and play. Meanwhile, back at the base, a massive tremor shakes the entire area. The soldiers think it's just an earthquake, completely oblivious to the catastrophe that's about to unfold. Turns out, the tremors were caused by the boss monster itself. It's calling its buddies to the party, getting ready for an all-out assault on the base. The beast lets out a deafening roar, announcing its arrival. It's locked onto our boy's location. A brutal fight is inevitable. Faced with the boss's overwhelming presence, our boy feels no fear, only excitement. He manipulates the metal he's absorbed, transforming into a blue whirlwind and charging straight at his opponent. He starts with a feint, a perfect shot to draw the boss's attention. But as the monster roars in defiance, our boy reveals his true plan. That was a fake, you douchebag. The real attack is coming from somewhere else entirely. He throws his bayonet like a guided missile, attacking from the boss's blind spot. The sudden assault catches the beast completely off guard. The monster is enraged. It snatches the flying bayonet out of the air and lets out a furious roar. It's pissed, and it's ready to retaliate. Seeing his weapon snatched away, our boy doesn't panic. He just laughs. I must have really been a loser in the past. He mocks, implying that this time, things are going to be very, very different. He declares he's going to wipe them all out in one go. But just then, a system warning appears. His mana is dropping rapidly. The situation just got a lot more complicated. Our boy decides to go all in. He screams at the boss, "Even if I get caught, I'll eat you before I get jailed." The sheer ferocity in his voice even makes the monster pause for a second. Turns out, his earlier intimidation was all a ploy to protect his squad mate, Junmo. While the monsters were focused on him, he created an opening for Junmo to escape. But now, he's left to face the beast alone. The boss sees through his plan and immediately dashes after the fleeing soldier. To protect his friend, our boy has no choice but to intercept, taking the full force of the monster's attack head-on. In the clash, he uses his metal control to barely block the attack, but the impact still sends him flying. He's taken a heavy hit. Just when things look bleak, unexpected backup arrives. A red-haired female soldier appears out of nowhere, her precise shots forcing the boss monster to back off for a moment. Our boy recognizes her instantly. It's Seo Eunha, a famous A-class player from his past life. Her sudden appearance adds another layer of complexity to this already chaotic battle. Back at the base, it's total chaos. The guard posts are calling for backup one after another as the monsters break through the defensive lines. Command orders all personnel to hold their positions and wait for the rapid deployment force to arrive. They're trying to contain the situation. And who's leading that very same rapid deployment force? None other than the red-haired soldier herself, Seo Eunha. She and her elite squad are here to clean up the mess. But our boy knows that if she gets here, the military will confiscate the legendary adamantium. He has to get his hands on it before she and her team arrive. That piece of adamantium was the cornerstone of his power as the Steel Emperor. It's the most critical piece of his revenge plan, and he cannot afford to lose it. If he misses this chance now, his new life will just be a repeat of his last one. There's no room for error. He must be the first one to eat it. To buy himself some time, he hatches a plan. He needs to create a diversion to lead the rapid deployment force astray. So he starts moving goblin corpses to create a false trail. He directs his clueless squad mate while feeding false information over the radio, sending the support team on a wild goose chase. A perfect distraction. Seo Eunha hears the chaotic reports over the comms. She senses something is off, but orders her team to provide support anyway. And with a satisfying click, our boy cuts the communication. His plan is working. His partner desperately tries to talk him out of going alone, telling him it's a suicide mission. But our boy's mind is already made up. "Who said I'm going by myself?" he says with a grin, pointing directly at his partner. "I have you right here." Yep, he's dragging this poor, terrified guy along for the ride. Meanwhile, Guard Post 6 is completely overrun. Desperate calls for backup echo over the radio, but it's too late. They're about to be wiped out. The monster assault is relentless. The base's energy barrier is failing, and the soldiers inside are starting to panic. Just as all hope seems lost, a figure smashes down from the sky. It's our boy, along with his new human partner, making a grand entrance. The soldiers at the post had given up completely. One was even about to take his own life to avoid capture. Our boy's arrival is their last and only hope. Guard Post 6. We're here to provide support. With those words, the savior has returned. Time to get to work. Our boy immediately takes command. He orders his partner, who's an archer, to use a fire skill and aim for a specific shining point he's about to create. He then throws a flare, creating a bright light amidst the chaos of the battlefield. He's pinpointing the target for his archer. And here comes the craziest part. He uses his metal control ability to literally pull the trigger on his partner's crossbow himself. He's remote controlling the weapon for a perfect shot. This guy's skills are just insane. The shot hits its mark, causing a massive explosion. Our boy smiles, satisfied. He saved his mana and got a free high damage attack out of his new buddy. 2 birds, 1 stone. The attack successfully takes out one of the boss monster's clones. But the real body is still out there, completely unharmed. Using the explosion as cover, our boy quickly repositions, searching for the boss's true location. It doesn't take long for him to find his target. The real boss monster emerges from behind the rocks, ready for round 2. While the explosion didn't kill the boss, it definitely weakened it. Now is the perfect chance to press the attack and finish it off. His partner is still in shock, trying to process what just happened. He can't believe this is the same quiet Corporal Lee he knew before. The transformation is just too drastic. While he's distracted, a goblin sneaks up from behind. But our boy's reflexes are lightning fast, and he blocks the attack with his bayonet just in the nick of time. He then imbues his blade with fire and finishes the job with a flashy explosive thrust, turning the goblin into a pile of ash. That's what you get for trying to sneak up on the Steel Emperor. With the small fry out of the way, he refocuses on the main target. He orders his partner to aim at his current position, preparing for a second coordinated strike. The boss seems to have figured out his strategy, waiting for his mana to run out. But it has no idea that our boy's real trump card is something else entirely. Meanwhile, the other soldier who was used as bait got captured by the boss monster. And the poor guy is still trying to apologize for following orders. What good dude. Seeing his comrade captured triggers a painful memory from his past life. The same scene, the same feeling of helplessness, it sends him into a blind rage. He's done holding back. He points at his captured partner and declares to the boss monster, "It's a checkmate." He's using his friend as the final piece in his deadly game. He takes control of the metal on his partner's gear and unleashes a barrage of bullets at point-blank range, catching the boss completely by surprise. The sudden attack stuns the boss, creating the perfect opening for our boy to swoop in and rescue his teammate. He flashes a cocky grin at the wounded monster. "Well then, bon appetit," he says, as if he's about to enjoy a fine meal. The appetizer is over. It's time for the main course. But the boss's defense is tougher than he expected. His all-out attack only manages to break through its leather armor. With his mana nearly depleted, he's in a tough spot once again. It turns out this boss monster has a ridiculously broken ability. It can open a gate to deflect incoming damage. This thing is a total cheat character. Down to his last 7% of mana, our boy makes a desperate gamble. He's going to absorb the very attacks the boss is trying to deflect back at him. He takes the full force of the redirected attack, absorbing every bullet and blade fragment. And incredibly, his mana starts regenerating at an insane rate. He's down to 1% mana, but a victorious smile spreads across his face. He opens his mouth and makes his final declaration to the boss. "Just let me eat." With his mana completely depleted, our boy finally collapses from exhaustion. But just then, a holy light descends from the heavens. The real support has finally arrived. Leading the charge is none other than the captain of the Rapid Deployment Force, Seo Unha. Her powerful presence commands the attention of everyone on the battlefield. By the time she arrives, however, the battle is already over. Our boy has located the gate's core, and, you guessed it, he's already in the process of eating it. When questioned by the support team, our boy calmly states his name and rank. He knows that from this moment on, he's no longer just some F-class grunt they can push around. Seo Unha inspects the battlefield and realizes all the monsters were killed by a single person. She's baffled. How could one regular soldier take down an entire goblin horde, boss included, all by himself? And our hero, he's laughing hysterically after successfully consuming the legendary adamantium. The system notifies him he's about to unlock new magic skills. His power is about to take a quantum leap. And that's not all. He's also unlocked a rare ability, metal detection. In his eyes, all the metal gear on the surrounding soldiers begins to glow. This skill is practically tailor-made for him. He clenches his fists, feeling the immense power coursing through his veins. The stage for his revenge is set. The former Steel Emperor is about to make his epic comeback.